Hello everyone. In this video, we'd like to show you how to update the firmware of a 904C using Plus Manager. You got to use an LN101. So I'm going to connect it to the PC. Turn the power on. So the LN101 happened to be COM7. Connected. What it does, it immediately can say, oh, I cannot find the controller. And this is in July 2014. So eventually the robust manager probably will be updated and more useful. But at this point in time in July, the only thing you can do is to update the firmware of a 904C. Okay, so you can connect it, won't do anything. Just make sure you choose the right COM port here and go to this icon, which we call controller firmware management. It's next to the question mark. Click on it. It will show you how to do it. To recover the OpenCM-904 through the first step below, hold the user button, turn the power on. If the green LED is on, release it. Okay. So first, what we do, okay, make sure you turn everything off. And let me see, getting closer here. So the user button is this one. This tiny button. So I'm going to push it down and turn on the power at the same time. What you see this light lit up, and there's an LED on this side also lit up. And then it's going to be in this mode. Okay. So let me see if my hand's going to be in the way. Sorry, but I'll turn it on, push it on here, and then turn it on. Okay. So right now, what you see is both LED are lit up. Okay. So remember on this end here, the LN101 also hooked up to the 4-pin communication port. Now we're ready. Next, make sure the right COM port would happen to be COM7 for me for the LN101. Let's say find it. It's found it. It say, hey, it's an OpenCM-904 bootloader 1.0. Okay. Next, found out if I'm going to update to version 8, and then it does this stuff. Been updated successfully. So at this point in time, this is July 2014. The only thing the Robust Plus Manager can do is update the firmware of the 904C. But in a previous video, you see that if I use the Dynamics wizard, I can update the firmware for the 904C and also the XL320 servo also. And that's a lot easier using that one on a 904C. So by the time, so we'll see, but robotics people still working on the software, so it's probably more functional in a few months.
Hello everyone, this is a tutorial for how to use R Plus Manager version 2 with the OpenCM-904C here, and I have an infrared sensor hooked up to channel 1, port 1, and then I'm using a BT210 there. So let's turn it on. So let's choose the right controller, click OK, click OK. So as we're just going to use normally, so we're just going to go update and test. And let's see if we connect. I have COM5. We're good. We're going in. So it checked that the current controller is 16 and the latest version is 16, so we're good. But you happen to have an older current version, and then it will detect it, and then it will update the firmware for you automatically. It also see all the actuator that I'm using. Let me zoom out a little bit. So you see I have XL320 there. So they're on 1 and 2 for ID. And you can see that they have the latest version also, so everything is fine. Okay, if not, the manager will detect it and then it will update the firmware of your Dynamics also. Click on next, and then here we see. So you see everything here. Like for example, I have an sensor on port 1. So you can see if I approach my little white block, you see the sensor changes and so forth. So we're looking good here. So let's get out of this. And let's say we want to do firmware recovery. And let me get back. We can do that from here. So let's say we want to do firmware recovery. What it does is, see, right? Well, that's the maximum zoom. Let's see, I can zoom in some more. You may see this little button here, and you have to press it on while you're turning the power on. So I'm turning the power off, and that's easier with so that you can see. Okay, it's on now. Oh, here we go. So when it's on and the push and the push, you see this, the other LED will show up. It'll be on. Now we can do firmware recovery. Next, choose it. And we just did all this procedure here, but you could wait until this spot here to do my turning on the power while pushing on the little button too. That works also. So go next, COM5 again. Let's do connect. Okay, it see it, it found the bootloader, everything's good. And it just shows that it's going to install version 16, which is the current one. Okay. So 100% finished, successful. That's what we want to see. And then from then on, you're just going to go through the normal connection to see the manager menu and see all your Dynamics. Okay.